the weirdest thing just happened just now. So I'm at the racetrack getting me a slushie, and there's like a lot of people in, racetrack or whatever. So I'm going to the slushie machine, and like, I don't know if these two guys, I don't know if one saw the other and wanted to beat him to talk to me first. I don't know. But they like both tried to approach me, and one was cute as hell. He was so fine. Ooh. And the other one was like, he was ugly. Medium ugly. And I was like, dang. And so it was like funny. And then the cute was like, she don't get her number to me. And I was laughing in his face, and I was like, actually, no. I'm giving the medium ugly my number. I'm done dating bad, okay? The last bad I dated, everybody but me. Not doing that no more.
Y'all gonna learn. I ain't gonna sit up here and say it again. Y'all gonna learn. It's gonna be the that y'all don't want, that you don't want. It's gonna be the that treat you the best. I be laid up with a nigga that I didn't want every night, baby. Cause all the ones that I did want, they ain't do nothing but dog me and drag the skin off my mouth. Use me for my car. Use me for a ride. Use me to, my pack didn't land. You know what I'm saying? Could you got dang on front me the money as soon as it, you know what I'm saying? My pack got knocked. It's always something. They on the block. They doing this. They be at another house. Y'all gonna learn with the that want y'all. The one that you don't want. The one that you don't want, baby. I'm good right now. I ain't paid a bill in over 2 years. Cause I'm with that I didn't want. You feel me? But he loves me.
I feel like, especially the most intelligent and mature men, it seems like they struggle with dating the most. And I'm not saying this to compliment you, because for a lot of men, it's not going to resonate with them. But I'm specifically talking about the men who have this charming ability to make women feel certain emotions that they've never felt before. And it causes them to like act out, not know how to react, because to be honest, women don't want bad boys. People are gonna say that because misery loves company, and people want to sabotage your life and convince you to become the type of person that you're not, and then things are gonna be even worse in your life. But what I'm trying to say is, like, even though it feels like failure, it's actually success, because when girls are acting weird with you or emotional, or they're getting a little disrespectful, I could tell you right now, I know for a fact, like, if they were not interested in you, or they didn't like something about you, then they wouldn't have done the things that they've done for you. And I'm telling you, women, they do act like little girls around the men that they like. So I know you may view it as like, she doesn't like me. But there's just so many reasons, and I don't want you to jump to that conclusion, because in reality, you don't know. You don't know her emotional baggage, what she's thinking. But what you do know is that you're a good person, you have a good heart, you have a mature mindset, you're very smart, right? You're very caring, you're devoted, you're committed, and you know for a fact it's what girls want. Girls don't want to be single. So when you're the type of guy that she wants, she's going to be thinking, what the he's everything that I've ever prayed for. How do I even have this right now? Do I truly deserve this? What do I need to do for this guy? Because it's all like, he's just such a good man that he doesn't have expectations over me. He just lets me be me, and he's just so patient, and he's a good listener. He never interrupts me. He makes time for me. He invests in me. He's trying his best. And I know it feels like it's going unnoticed, but some girls are shy, some girls are nervous. They don't want to like bother you with compliments. Me personally, I would do that sometime. Okay? Why would you go for another girl when I'm appreciating you, I'm respecting you, and I'm calling you cute, handsome, and that I like you? Okay, so get the fuck. But it's like, some women don't do that because they don't want you to view them as desperate. And if women are watching this, it's not desperation, it's femininity. If you could get any guy, you could act however you want. 101 coaching in bio.
We've started talking about baby names, but we never really talked about the last names until recently. Oh. And I told my husband that I want our baby to have my last name.
Oh.
And I suggested that his last name could be the baby's middle name, kind of as a compromise, but he's totally against it. He says he was fine with me keeping my name, but feels like this is like a step too far. And yeah, he thinks his family is already lukewarm on me. And if they find out the baby won't carry their last name, they'll even, be more distant. And, I get it, but honestly, I'm the one carrying this baby, delivering this baby. I'm going to be feeding the baby and doing most of the caregiving. I just feel like I should get to decide the last name. But he told me I'm being selfish and I'm the a-hole for even considering his side, not even considering his side of this. But I am considering it. I just don't really agree.
She said, I thought about it.
Considering it, and I consider it's terrible.
All right. So do you think Skylar is the a-hole for not wanting to consider her husband's last name for the child's last name because Skylar wants the baby to have her last name?
Slippery slope here. A real slippery slope. Because when he starts paying those bills, all of them, wouldn't that mean that he gets to decide what happens in the house? All of it?
No, we can date. You just gotta fist fight my ex who doesn't want me, but also doesn't want me with anybody else first. But if you're confident, I'm down.
You'd like that, wouldn't you? Weirdo. And you know what? Most men don't have a problem with women saying, wait a minute, we want to work too. Wait a minute. We want to have this certain right as well. Yeah, go ahead. Fine. Pass it through. I think she should have it. Why doesn't she? But then when you start saying, which feminism today does, wait a minute, I'm actually better than you and I should have more rights than you. And you should believe me because I'm a woman. And all that other stupid stuff, now we have a problem.
Black women be in my comments going on and on about how they don't want to settle. Do y'all even realize that you don't want to settle, but somebody probably got to settle for you? I get having standards and not just accepting anything, but at the end of the day, none of us are perfect. So somebody is going to have to settle for you. Y'all need to start taking some of that into consideration when y'all just be talking out the side of your neck. Like, you don't want to settle, but somebody probably going to have to settle for you at the end of the day because you're not perfect. You ain't got it all together. I guarantee at the end of the day. And that's the problem. We be thinking that we can have all these high standards and then half the time we don't even measure up to the standards that we set out for other people to have. Like, ma'am, do you match the standards that you want your man to have? Let's just be real about this, because some of us are really delusional and we think that we can have all these high standards and somebody is supposed to just accept us the way we are. We don't have to live up to those same standards. We could just love me or hate me. If you don't like me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best type of narrative. Like, come on, be for real.
A dude in the comments said they be having 3 kids making $30K a year. Talking about, I want a provider, man. Well, I guess that's fair because you have 3 kids and you make $30,000 a year, so you kind of need one.
I'm with the bluff. The fact that is the likelihood, the fact that it's more likely for a girl to pass a class by sleeping with her male professor, then why does it have to reflect on the girl and not the actual male professor?
She don't even have to sleep with him.
So I think let's think about that as well, because he's a grown man, and majority of the time,
if you in college, you grown.
Everybody's
so that's one. That's your decision.
Majority of the time, the professor is older than the student, so that means that man sees something and he's willing to do whatever to get that. That's not the girl's fault that man is willing to give her a passing grade. No, it's not her fault that he's willing to do it, but it's the fact that she's willing to accept it. So
that's why it's her fault.
That's a hoe.
That's our fault.
Because if you think about it, if you got 2 doors, somebody tell you, hey, you got to work hard to walk through this door, or you could just walk up to this door and walk straight through. Which door are you gonna choose?
That just depends on the person.
No, it don't. No, it don't. No, it don't. Cause everybody would choose that same door.
Everybody doesn't want character built. Everybody doesn't want like to become better. And if you don't want to become better as a person, or you want things easy,
why
so
would you?
Okay, so since you just said that, then how does that fall back on that professor? Because she chose the easy route. She chose not to do her work and just sleep with the professor and get that grade.
But it also reflects on him and what he's willing to do to get what he wants.
Sure, it reflects on the professor, but you can still say, number one, absolutely not. Are you crazy? No. And as a matter of fact, I'm about to report you to the dean. You need to be fired, sir. Most people are going to walk up to that easy door and at least see what's in it. It's on you to say, oh, I don't want that. That's what marketing is. Hey, here's something that you want. People walk up to it. That ain't nothing in there. But some people go through it. She actually went through the door.
Yeah, I just left the gym and I have a question. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. Okay. But whenever women say, oh my God, I miss him, but the him in question never did for them, like barely treated you like a decent human being, like didn't pay for, was not emotionally supportive, actually stressed you the fuck out, had you questioning your worth, had you questioning your existence on this earth, but you miss him. What the fuck you miss? You miss the liability? You miss taking care of a man-child? Like, you missed a bill? You should enjoy having that money stay in your account. Okay? Like, I just don't understand what we're missing here. It's not clicking for me. It's not clicking for me. And I feel like if you like the dick so much, go get it from somebody who at least is a decent person. Or buy one. It's not clicking to me. I think we need to do better as a collective.
But y'all don't really be paying for anything, so y'all are not doing much but stressing your own selves out.
The reason why some of y'all were so quick to jump to the conclusion that the dad at Starbucks holding his daughter's hands was a predator is because of the hatred that some of y'all have for men in general. Because here you have a dad at Starbucks with his daughter waiting on coffee, holding his daughter's hand, and this woman walked up to him and recorded this man and tried to label him a predator. And so many people were in the comment section talking about this man. Someone had to find pictures showing that it's his daughter for y'all to stop attacking this man in the comment section. Also, they made hate groups for this man on Facebook talking about him, trying to find his job, trying to get this man arrested for sitting in Starbucks with his daughter. And to the woman that recorded that video, I do understand that your intentions were good, but make sure before you do something like that, you know what you're talking about. Because as you can see, you could potentially ruin somebody's life because of your assumptions.
Have you ever seen those comments where it says men aren't lonely enough? Well, I would slightly modify that comment to say that women aren't busy enough.
I met my boyfriend on Hinge, and I love when people ask me where I met him, and I go, we met on Hinge. And they say, oh my gosh, I should get on Hinge. And you can see the glimmer of like hopefulness in their eyes that maybe it's that easy just to get on the app and you'll meet your soulmate, right? That was not the case for me, okay? I was grinding to find this man that I didn't even know if he existed, okay? I was going 4, sometimes 5 dates a week with people I didn't know, all right? It was a job on top of my full-time job. And finally, after months of this, I was burnt out and exhausted. I saw him on the standouts page, of course, and I sent him a super like. And I was like, I gotta have that. I gotta have that. I gotta have him. He liked me back. Yes! Yes! He ghosted me in a week. Oh, a month later, he reappears, right? There he was, like a glimmer of hope in a dark, desolate place. So I liked him again, and then we got chatting, and now we've been dating for 1.5 years. But it's not, well, I shouldn't say not. For me, it wasn't that easy. I was grinding with determination. I was grinding, and it worked out.
And of course, these modern women don't grind at all. They want everything handed to them, so there's that.
Y'all, this is the look. This is the look that had a man take the weights off my rack and re-rack with the weight I just upped to in between my sets without saying a word and just going back to his workout. This is the look. Look at this. Do you see this sweat? no makeup, hair looking like, edges, Oh, and I smoke like 6 J's a day, so smoked out meaning.
Maybe he actually liked you with clothes on.
And on the topic of the trend where it's like, you look so much happier, and the response is like, thanks, I blank. I saw this video that was like, you look so much happier. And the response was, thanks, I stopped dating black men.
It's the same lady that came on here the other day and said, it's so hard to be conventionally attractive and being so pretty, and no men actually want you, no men approach you, no men try to talk to you. All of my DMs are full of old men. I just don't know what to do. I don't attract. Now. When you said that, I didn't want to say nothing. I wanted to spare you because I like some of your videos and you look like you actually pretty in the face. But the dudes in the comments know exactly why men aren't talking to you. This dude, Mark, said that you look like Judge Lynn Toller. My man Dre said you. Let me see if you related to my great aunt. Boils down to the same thing every time with y'all women. Are you not attracting men, or are you not attracting men that are attractive to the masses, that can court you, that are romantic, and that actually treat you well and have emotional intelligence? Because there's men out there like that and they just don't want you. Before I tell you why you're not attracting high caliber men your own age, let me just put it into perspective for you, because I know y'all don't listen to black men, so let me just do this. It's that haircut, sis. You know, Pixie in that cut, you look more like a Dixie chick. Let me just tell you, it's that haircut, sis. Some days you're looking like Johnny Bravo and some days you're looking like Even Stevens. That boy Mark was right about you. You run around with that Judge Lynn Toller haircut. You run around like somebody history teacher from 1978. And then you think that you're so cute, that you got all of this confidence and you talking absolutes, and you can tell that it's cockiness and not confidence the way you talk. And cockiness stems from insecurities, and you have insecurities. That's why you come on this app complaining about why men are not approaching you, but women are finding you conventionally attractive, because most of your followers are women and they're telling you that you're beautiful instead of telling you what you actually need to change. Because if you really break it down, a lot of y'all people are just light-skinned. Yep, you're just light-skinned. And I used to watch your videos and be like, wow, she's so pretty, but something is off. Something is off about this girl. But I figured it out. It's because you look like John Travolta with lip fillers. That's what it really is. And then your personality kind of throws it off even more. Like, your personality gives off like, I'm too good for this. I'm too good for a black man. I need me one of those rich white men. That's your personality. It's just giving off those vibes. And when I first started following you, it was because of the politics that you was talking about. But now I see you're not like us. Should have knew this whole time from that Ellen DeGeneres ass haircut that you was not one of us. You are not one of us for real. You run around like a white stud in his femme phase that works at a nonprofit in inner cities to help the black community. You give off a little bit weird vibes now, and I'm looking at you right there in your eyes. This is why I have to marry a woman and have kids with a woman with 4 black grandparents that loves her blackness, because I refuse to have a baby like you that runs around with a white stud haircut looking like Tony Hawk having an identity crisis. I want you to look up that Man of the Year trend and ask them white women if they happier with white men. Oop, you can't, because a lot of them got their water cut off. My bad.
Johnny Bravo is a crazy statement. Take that wig off.
Okay, this is a follow-up about the date that I accidentally went on with a 24-year-old. For reference, I'm going to be 30 in a few weeks. So last week we were playing volleyball. He asked me to go grab food. It was like friendly. I wasn't even sure if it was a date, but he's cute, right? And it was like a little flirty. And then on the date, he mentioned that he was born in 2001. And then he goes, it's fine, it's fine. It was before 9/11, though. I'm like, okay, 6-year age gap. That's a lot. I don't know if I can mentally get through that. We were playing volleyball again tonight. I asked him to go get food again. And then I brought up the age gap. I'm like, hey, how are we feeling about that? Like, what's the goals here? Talked about, dynamic. And he goes, he's like 6 years. He's like, that's not even that bad. He's like, that'd be like me dating an 18-year-old. Oh. And then he goes, wait, that is bad. He's like, I want to unsay that immediately. Unfortunately, I do think he just shot himself in the foot with that one, because now there's no way I can get past that mentally. And the way he's like, I wanna take everything I say just out of the air. I want to not say that out loud for multiple. He's funny, I'll give him that.
There are still good women out there. You got a couple of them in the comments that say if he was 6 years older than you, you wouldn't even think about it. My husband is 7 years older than me. It's not that big of an age gap. And she had another woman in the comments that responded to hers and seconded that comment. So there's women out there that are saying, listen, if this is the only issue, give that man a chance. Thank you.
I posted a video about guys not knowing what they want in their 30s, and let me tell you, the comments have me like shook. The amount of men saying that they don't want to get married because they don't want to have to take care of a woman is like absolutely mind-blowing to me. Like, love is dead. It's dead.
For anyone that has listened to men in the last decade, this should not be surprising. Because let's face it, ladies, men are no longer to expect anything from a woman in marriage. Because when they talk about expectations, especially on social media, they get put through the ringer. And that has leaked into the real world. Like, men have a lot to lose when it comes to relationships, especially marriage. They are expected to give without requiring or wanting or asking for anything in return. A lot of men that have experienced that feeling in a real life relationship that he's been through, he has decided to remain single rather than put himself through that again. And honestly, what he sees on social media just reinforces that. It's really only until he finds a good woman in real life, he finds that unicorn, that will ever be broken down. And that does happen occasionally. But for the rest of the guys, they would rather be single.
So I asked him, what's your favorite thing about me?
Everything.
What's your favorite feature of mine?
Everything.
What's happened before? Everything. Right? Right. Because that's the only word you know. You.
Do y'all ever just smile and then go back into the next room? Like, do y'all ever just say, oh, thanks, babe, and go back in the next room and start watching TV like you were? Or do you just live to bother people?
I'm trying really hard not to let this bother me. But when someone tells you that they think that they're like aligned with you and that like you guys have great like compatibility and like the same future dreams, yet they don't talk to you for about over like 3-4 months. How does that make sense? Don't get me wrong, I've had an open heart, I've had an open mind. I have literally opened myself to them, told them how I felt, and I got nothing from it. So I did what was best for me. I had to separate myself. I had to focus on myself and just realize whatever they're going through, it's not a reflection of myself. But they clearly come back and they open up. And it's like, is it too late? Maybe, I don't know. But I'm like, dude, what is the point? What is the point? Do I appreciate you having like an open heart and an open mind? Yes, but the only way that I will be able to truly like feel safe and protected in your energy is if actions follow. Because like anyone can have words. And it's like, I'm not trying to be mean or rude, but it's like, I need to also protect my heart because it's like, I'm not here for the back and forth. I'm not here for the games. I'm not here just to spread my legs whenever you want it. Do I care for you? Yes. But do I love me more? 1000%. And like, I will be there for you if your words reciprocate your actions. And like, I don't get it these days. And it's like, whenever I ask for something, it's too much. And it's like, when is it gonna be the time where it's just like, man up, man, regardless of age or dynamics or whatever, like, can we please bring back like the masculine man trait, please? Because I yearn for that.
Andrea, why are you telling us? Why are you telling us? Why are you not telling him that? Why are you telling the world instead of telling him, hey, this is what I need from you? You guys have to get better communication by any means necessary. Well, maybe not by any means, because we don't want you to be a criminal, but you got to improve.
Ladies, please stop calling these men broke because they don't want to fund your superficial lifestyle so you can front for your friends and flex for social media. I'm so tired of y'all trying to follow these professional gold digging socialites / high price that get on this internet and tell y'all, oh, if you in the grocery store and he don't send you $500 towards your groceries, he not the one. Or if you in the salon and he call you while you in there and he don't send you the money for your services, then he ain't the one. Get a new one, sis. Y'all really be letting these single, confused women lead y'all off a cliff. A man is not obligated to do anything for you, but here's the gag. He will do everything for you if you're someone that he's trying to wife. And most men, along with a woman that's natural and physically fit, they also go for women that have a certain type of mindset. They typically don't go for the women with no substance. They want a woman who's not a follower, someone they can see being a good mother, a God-fearing woman that truly knows the definition of a helpmate. Not a woman that hears the word helpmate and goes straight to, oh, he wants somebody that's going to go 50-50 with him, and I ain't the one. Well, guess what? You are absolutely right. You are not the one. Because in reality, a helpmate is a strong woman, someone that's going to be there for him physically, emotionally, spiritually, someone he can vent to and be completely vulnerable with, someone he can bounce ideas off of, someone who's patient, compassionate, understanding, kind, someone who prays for him, someone who doesn't think it's slave work to fix him a plate after he's come home from a hard day of work, someone who's led by God and not by the world, someone that's going to be his peace. Black men already have it hard enough in this world. The last thing they want to come home to is a woman who's impatient, a woman who complains all the time, a woman who doesn't believe in him, a woman he can't go deep with, a woman who thinks his only job is to provide for her financially. Just like you want to be looked at as more than a piece of ass, men want to be looked at as more than a paycheck. Like, why do y'all feel like y'all wants and needs are the only thing that matter? So if a man is not doing for you or giving you the best of him, it's because he doesn't see you as a wife. And if you want to be a wife, you better get in that word, that Bible. It'll give you all the attributes that you need to have. And I promise, ladies, I am not trying to bash y'all. I'm on your side. But I just want y'all to see the other side of this thing so we can hold ourselves accountable. Because if we keep pointing the finger at the men, they keep pointing the finger at us, and nobody's changing, nobody's going to take that first step to change, then we don't get anywhere. And that keeps us further apart. And that's not what God wants for us. He wants us to be together. He wants us to be in love. So instead of placing the blame and focusing on the men as being the problem, let's look at ourselves and change ourselves. Because if we can't see that we're part of the problem.
I canceled our date as he was coming because of what he said. He suggested a restaurant I didn't like. It wasn't bad, but it's not a first date restaurant. For me, the first date is supposed to be really good because I don't know your potential yet. I don't know if you're good enough yet. I have to have a really good time. And then if I like it and then I like you, then I'll see. So I sent him another restaurant and I told him, how about this one instead? And then he was like, no. He was like, this is a third date, maybe occasion restaurant. You know, it's not a first date thing. Do I look like a small budget, casual first date girl?
Yeah.
Like, how confused are you? How confused are you? Like, everything about me, my profile, whatever, everything you can see. You can tell anybody, nobody makes that mistake. You slide in my DM. You do it because you know.
Okay, let's stop. Let's stop. You slide into my DMs. You do it because you know that I'm gonna just take your money. Woo-hoo. The ego is noisy. You could just vomit, right? I mean, can you, like, again, very pretty girl, exotic looking, went from like this to it was just a slow decline. It's so unattractive to see a woman think she's amazing and stunning and deserves your wallet on date one. And they're all doing it. I'm going to show these clips and I'm going to show them and show them and show them because then you'll have, you know, that idiot feminist to be like, this is a caricature. And I'm going to be like, really? Let's watch the montage of hundreds of women that we've shown that have TikTok accounts, regular women that are just posting from their accounts saying exactly what I'm saying they're saying. Hear it in their own words. Nasty. So again, this is like the woman who needed the castle, right? She needs the castle. She wants that first date, and good on the guy, by the way. Do you see how he handled it? She sent this restaurant. He had sent a restaurant and she was like, oh no, I'm not, you know, that's not worth it to me. You know why? Because she needs the fancy restaurant, because if she goes and she doesn't really like him, she's like, oh, at least I got all dressed up. Maybe I met somebody else there. Oh, maybe there was another guy on the way to the bathroom who paid me attention. Oh, yeah, you know, maybe there was, you know, a delicious meal, exquisite. I had an experience that had nothing to do with him, by the way. He's like, you know, there for, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. He's extra, but the experience is about me. So she sends him the restaurant. He's like, no, this is more of a third date restaurant. Good on him. Ooh, she must have been burning from the inside out, right? Because he was like, no, I'm not, the message was, I don't know you. You know, if I know you and we're getting along, great, I'll spend my money, but I'm not taking you on, you know, a third date restaurant on the first date just because you look it on TikTok. And she was like, oh, oh, have you seen my TikTok? Yeah, honey, he did. He doesn't care. You want to go out with him? You're going to go to that restaurant. You don't want to go to that restaurant? Go out with somebody else. That's how you have to play it. Guys, that's how you, because the egos have ballooned. There were pretty girls, you know, when I was younger. There were always pretty girls everywhere, right? Pretty girls. Fine, but it wasn't this like sense of like these girls they're getting so much attention online that it's like that their heads have just enlarged to a point where you're like, oh, it's crazy. So I pointed that out because I wanted you to see the guy who checked her, right? And was like, oh, okay, you know what? Oh, maybe this restaurant. Sends her another one. Sends her another restaurant. Say, oh man, what about that? No, that's not good enough either. Well, you know what, honey? Then go out with somebody else. Bye. That's what you should do. And then you know what? She'll be like, oh, did I just get dumped before the date? Me? Yeah, you, honey. You're too picky.
Woman in the comments said, it's women like this that give the rest of us a bad name. I have a nice lifestyle that I've created for myself, but dating is expensive and I pay every other time. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I think these girls are just very immature. Thank you, Beverly.
We gave up our
So I have to talk about this male loneliness epidemic, right? And this is specifically in the gym scene, and this is coming from more of a place of like wanting to help rather than like judging guys at the gym. Like, I know you get your most times actually reasonably. So 2 different experiences just to give you an idea. So this was like a couple months ago. I had this one guy I was working out, I was on the turf, and he was beside me, and he was wearing a college shirt that I went to that college. I was like, hey, I like your shirt. And he's like, oh, actually, I never went there, and I just bought it at a vintage store. And I was like, okay, cool. But then I noticed his accent, and I was like, are you from Boston? And he was just like, oh yeah, how could you tell? And I said, because I noticed he said Hyde Park. So, whatever. I could kind of see like the eyes, and I was just like, whatever. And then went on the stairs, we were kind of chatting. He was like, hey, like, I'll see you around, cool. So then the next day, same thing, kind of like on the cardio, hey, like, what's up, chatting. And I have this thing that like people will just tell me their life stories unprovoked. And so he's like, yeah, you know, he's like, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you, or blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, this is what I do for work, it's my age, blah, blah. And I was like, you know, I've not always made the best decisions, but the decisions I have made, whether if they're positive or negative, like have got me here to a place like where I'm happy in my life. And he was just like, yeah, you know, I understand what you're meaning by, you know, not making the best decisions. I used to be addicted to, my girlfriend would find me like passed out in our apartment like lobby and all this stuff, and I just was like, I was attracted to you, now I have the ick. And I'm not being judgy, like whatever, it's just like I met you like yesterday, and you're just telling me how you were addicted to like all this other like, okay. And mind you, this man is 40 years old. So I was like, okay, whatever. So now I see him, I'm nice, I'm friendly, but like done. So then I'm at the gym the other day, and I listen to mostly like techno or whatever when I'm lifting. It just gets me going. And I'm just sitting in between my set, like standing away from the machine, and this guy just comes up to me. He's like, hey, if you don't mind me asking, like, what music are you listening to? I always see you kind of like bopping around. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm listening to this. He's like, oh, do you go to shows? And I was like, yeah, I was at a show this past weekend. He's like, oh, I was there too. I was like, oh, cool. Like, what do you think or whatever? I was like, you know, I've been living here, and to see like the progression of the music scene is like really cool. He was like, yeah, we should go to a show sometime. And I was like, I just met you 0.5 seconds ago. Yeah, no. Like, guys, please understand, if you're talking to a girl at the gym, like there's like steps to it, right? Like first time you go up, like, hey, what's up? How are you? You know, what music are you listening to? What are you lifting today? Like, this is my name. Like, I'll see you around. Leave it at that, okay? And then every other time or something that you see this girl, like approach her, but be chill. You know, maybe after like 3 interactions, be like, hey, like, you know, would you mind if I ever got your number or something like that? Or are you single? Like, whatever. That is the progression, not I met you 5 seconds ago, or I met you just the day before, and I'm going to spill my life story, and then either that, or I just met you 5 seconds ago, and I'm going to ask you to, like, hang out. I'm like, dude, what if I'm crazy? Or a serial, and you just fell into my trap. So, guys, just, like, you know, be chill.
Not sure what this had to do with the male loneliness epidemic. The first guy was having issues, and I think he was just trying to say, I'm really proud of myself. I think I've been in conversations or heard conversations where two people were talking and the person's just like, yeah, man, a year sober, 2 years sober, man, you know, yeah, it was hard, it was tough. They get into really deep conversations really quickly. And in those conversations, somebody would be like, man, you know, I had a conversation with somebody. We were just standing in line at the store. And, you know, they said, hey, excuse me, can I get a piece of candy? Turned around, saw my shirt and said, oh, you went to that college? Yeah, I did. Oh, wow, man, I used to go back to the, man, the 90s were, wow, the 90s were, they were just a totally different beast for me, man. Yeah, man, I was in college right around, you know, 95. Wow, man, it was some crazy part. Yeah, crazy part. Yeah, man. And then that's how you kind of go down that path, standing in the store, in the line, within a couple of minutes. That's how fast it can happen. And y'all sit there and talk, and then you check out, well, you know, it was great talking to you. Have a nice day. And then you go on about your business, which that's actually how it sounded. You kind of met him. Y'all had a back and forth, and then you saw him the next day, and you guys started talking, and that's something that he's probably really proud of, especially since he's in the gym. So you are kind of being a little judgy there. The second guy, he came up to you, he said, hey, what do you listen to? I saw you. He actually came over there with the intent to talk to you, but he said, hey, what are you listening to? And this is something that women have told men that they need to do. But all of a sudden, you're saying this is why you guys are lonely. This is why you guys are lonely, because you didn't take your time, and there was no pacing. You really didn't pull up on me like I needed you to. I understand where you're going with that, but in my opinion, the guy really didn't do a whole lot wrong. I understand, like, once again, that you probably wanted him to ask you more than maybe, I don't know, a couple of questions. Hey, what are you listening to? Yeah, you know, I'm listening to tech. Yeah, man, that's pretty cool, you know. And y'all started actually having a conversation about the dancing scene. So you did actually have a pretty good conversation. I know you're talking about, well, you know, I just met him 2 seconds ago. No, you guys are probably talking for 2 to 5 minutes about the club scene and the music or whatever you're talking about. And then he said, yeah, man, we should catch a show sometime. Yeah, man, that'd be great. I'd be down for that. You know, maybe we can, you know, kind of exchange numbers, or I can give you my my social media, and we can kind of, you know, get to know each other first. But yeah, man, I'd definitely be down for that if, you know, things, you know, go the way they should, or whatever you want to say. Not committing yourself to something if you don't want to go that route, but it's all in communication. She said in the comments something to the effect of there's levels to it, basically in relation to men need to learn about pacing, and they need to learn about this, and this in order to get a woman and attract and approach a woman. But I always find it funny that modern women don't really know the levels to communication. They don't really know the levels to learning how to maneuver and operate in a social setting, the same settings that they want men to be intelligent in. Like I said, you should have communicated with him exactly what you needed from him in that point. Yeah, man, we can definitely do that. You know, maybe we can exchange numbers first, and then we can go. And that's it. You don't have to get on here shaming men, talking about that's why you guys are lonely, because both of these guys weren't creeps. It looks like they were normal guys, and you're just having a normal conversation with them. He approached you respectfully, and then he saw an opening, like one of the other guys in the comments said. And he said, well, maybe we can, you know, go out and go to a show sometime, because that's a common interest. That's a common interest. He didn't say, well, maybe we can go get coffee, or maybe we can go get dinner. Maybe we can go to a show. You like techno? I like techno. I love the music scene, or whatever it is. Maybe we can go check out something that we both like. What are we doing?
And I hate when I catch y'all in a man's comments arguing with him about some shit I said that you agree with. Because when I got on here and I said that all that I hate being a mom, she get you bucked up off my shit. All y'all bitches in the comment, yeah, being too comfortable, clock dad. It's some things I could never say. But when a man said y'all arguing him down, oh, stay out of women's business, da 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 da. You think that just because somebody a man, they can't clock the fact that you fuck as a woman. Hold up, because y'all stay in the business, so nobody can't clock you because they got balls. They got to have to clock y'all. Well, it's okay. I'll clock y'all. All that I hate being a mom this week is if you knew what the was going. I'm going to tell y'all the really somebody ever told me, and when I was 19 and pregnant, remember, once you have a baby, that's your baby. Even if the daddy say, that's your baby. Even if the fight's about to get cut off, that's your baby. Even if you got to work 2 jobs, that's your baby. Is it fair? No, but that's your baby. Really, somebody ever told me and I've been living by it. Listen, I don't give a none of that shit. Yeah, I got pregnant freshman year in college. Damn right. I had a baby by broke me. It is what it is. Hell, I was broke when I got pregnant too. Now, he's still financially challenged, you feel me? Me and Chop, we work real hard so that we don't have to not be able to get stuff for our child. Am I happy that he's still financially challenged? No. But at the end of the day, do I hate being my child's mom? No. Do I hate the fact that I had a child with him? No. I love my baby. Probably what helped me become the person I am today and become sensible enough to understand that it is important to step outside of yourself and your experience and really understand the world and look at it. Because a lot of y'all are moving, you sisters are flying on one wing. But if a man saying some real shit about women offends you, you the type of bitch like, I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck how big these tears or how fat this bitch. I'm not riding with you just because we are women. You be losers. I'm sorry. Y'all don't even be taking y'all kids' feelings into consideration, but you be on here trauma dumping about your mama did to you. But you would get up here and make a video and say, I hate being a mom. And then turn around when people check you about it. Oh, she's not saying that she hates her child. She's saying she hates motherhood. Well, you need to learn how to properly articulate your feelings. A lot of you do not know how to articulate your feelings. Because if you did, you'd get up here and say, this is unfair to me. I feel wrong. I feel like I'm carrying the weight, the financial weight of everything. I'm on here trying to teach a boy how to be a man and I am a woman. You're not going to get on here and say, I hate being a mom. You are losers. You bitches are losers. I don't care. You been losers. And let's keep it a bean. You don't hate being a mom. You hate the route you chose. I'm keeping it right with y'all right here, right now. I knew my baby daddy was broke. I was broke when we had the baby. Y'all know I told y'all my traumatic birth story. And I can't wait to tell Mari because my baby ain't never got to worry about me looking at her telling her she was grown enough to make a baby. She gonna raise a baby. Because, baby, I could save you some time and struggle. And I could just go ahead on and help you if you want to get that done. That's why. Sorry. All the things that I went through with my mama, it helped me unlearn a lot of things. And it helped me. I love my mama, but it's like the blueprint of what not to do as a mama. I heard my mama talking about paying bills. Anytime we wanted to do something, she mad. She huffing and puffing. I can't afford to do this. I can't afford to do that. Oh, she constantly reminding me, I got to work 2 jobs just to feed y'all. Mind you, it was 5 of us. So it's just like, that ain't no accident. You feel me? I love you. But that ain't no accident. That's a lot of kids. So for you to get up in this bitch and be saying that stuff, she probably don't even remember half that she said to me as a child. Because for her, it was Tuesday and her account was overdraft $100 and she just got paid Friday. Okay? But guess who still remember that? Guess who makes sure they don't make their kids feel like that? Guess who don't talk to her right now? Because it seemed like even in adulthood, I'm still her test dummy child. And she's always thinking she going to handle me any kind of way. And I'm going to come back around and let her keep doing it. All I'm saying is a lot of you children not going to talk to them. I'm sorry. Talk to y'all. Y'all children not going to talk to y'all. I've been talking for 4 minutes. This is getting word jumbled. But yeah, a lot of y'all kids going to grow up and not talk to y'all. I hope my talk helped you. If you look up and I blocked your ass today because I caught you doing some sucker shit. Y'all know I don't like nothing sucker. But y'all have a blessed day.